everybody? This is Football Psych, and I am Coach Mike.
It's Lord Sarge here, and there's a guy missing. Where's he at, Coach? Where's he at?
Jack is out on the middle of a cruise ship, loving life, living it up like the marathon, living the dream.
Dia, I hope you're enjoying your cruise. If you can join in tonight, well, you can join in. We will add you in there, brother. But we're missing you.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he'll be on, but hey, the show must go on. So if he can join us, great. If he doesn't, hey. But let's talk about this. We had a football game, man, and the Commanders are 4-1. But before I get started, what's this Lions gear you're wearing? This is the Commanders edition. What are you doing?
All right, so Coach, listen. I got to talk to you. I actually need to talk to you. So seriously, I got to put my reading glasses on.
Go ahead, old man. I already got my readers on.
Now, I know we didn't talk about it last week because we had, the Monday game or whatever, but I got some stats to go over, okay? So there were two quarterbacks in the league that set NFL records last week.
Yeah.
All right? Now, one of them was Jared Goff.
A guy you don't really like.
Huh?
A guy you don't really like.
I don't really like him, but the boy's hit was 18 of 18. He caught a touchdown pass. It's unbelievable.
Who caught a touchdown pass?
Jared Goff.
He threw it and caught it?
Yeah. Craziness, right? So Jared Goff was 100% completion ratio, 155.8 passer rating. And it's the first time, you ready for this? The first time since 1933, there was 100% passing completion ratio with more than one passer. Crazy record. Now,
but he only threw 18 passes the whole game?
The whole game, because they had a running game. So hold a second. I gotta get
that's less impressive.
It's very impressive. So let me get my colors back on here. Let me get my colors back on here. All right. So Jayden Daniels. Everyone's talking about Jayden Daniels.
You need to change your shirt.
I'm probably going to do that too, but let me just I'll refocus so no one can see the shirt.
Oh my
if I can know how to focus, because I don't know how to focus. You see, I don't know how to focus. Jayden Daniels also glasses set a record. You ready for this?
Yep, I'm ready.
He's the first quarterback. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
First quarterback to pass for 1,000 yards and have 250 yards rushing in the first 5 games in the NFL.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and he's a rookie.
Awesome.
And it's a rookie, right? So to me, that's a lot more impressive. I don't get.
Amazing.
There's been a lot of quarterbacks that have thrown 18 for 18.
No, so there's not. Jared Goff's the only one.
No, that's not true. There's been a ton of quarterbacks that thrown 18 for 18. Just not those were the only 18 of the game. So there have been a lot of quarterbacks that have gone 24, 25 completions in a row without them going on thing. And so if you only throw 18 passes in a single game, good on you for a run game, and good on you for 100% for the game, but you really didn't have a passing game in that game. So it's a little bit less impressive to me than if you were the Jayden Daniels stat is a lot more impressive because that's all in the NFL across the board. So that's pretty impressive for him, and he's still a rookie. It's not sustainable, obviously, but it's a very good data point for the period that he's on right now for sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. It was an amazing game. So that was week 4. I just had to get that in there because that's week 4 and it's something, and I was like, wow, so impressive for the young man.
Yeah, Jayden Daniels certainly is off to a good start. So one of the interesting stories that I came across is that he uses a virtual headset that allows him to go through plays and reads through a virtual AI scenario thing where he can read defenses and go through play things. And he says he spends 2 hours a day going through virtual AI scenarios.
Wait a minute. Jaden Daniels is coming to the AI age, and he's using AI to do play study.
Yeah, and virtual reality AI headset stuff. Like, I've never seen this thing, but like now all of a sudden I want it.
Yeah.
I want to put one of those virtual reality headsets on. I want to see what he's spending 2 hours a day on to understand what defenses are doing.
Well, I'll tell you what, based on what I just saw in the game this week where we kicked the Browns' butt, which I thought we'd win the game, but I didn't think we'd win the game like that. But yeah, he pretty much dissected that D, right?
How could you not be a quarterback in the NFL or a quarterback in college football and not want to get your hands on one of these like virtual reality headsets at this point? Because there's something he's doing where the kid's able to see things that other people can't see. And if he's spending 2 hours a day on it, it sounds like a gimmick, honestly, but it might be working. I want to see what one of these things look like.
I would say performance dictates, and he's performing.
Man, we've got to look that up, and I want to hear from the fan base. Have you guys seen or checked one of these virtual kind of things out? And like, I'm really interested.
Wow, the Commanders are using tech. I love it.
Well, he is. I don't know if the Commanders are, but he certainly is.
Of course, it's approved by the coaches.
Well, I mean, approval is a loose term. If he bought his own virtual reality headset, he's got his own application. He's working with people. Great. But like, I've never heard of this in the National Football League. And he's the first person I've heard of that actually uses this. So if he's using it to help him break down defenses, I just want to see what he sees. I just find it fascinating.
Yeah, that's crazy fascinating. I didn't even hear that there, Coach.
Yeah, so
you think it's going to be a new evolution, Coach? Do you think that's going to be an evolution? If Jaden's doing it, how long do you think it's before every other team starts doing that?
I think everybody's probably rushing out right now, because as soon as that thing hit, like, I was so fascinated, the pundits kind of like got all kind of into the story, and then it's just like everybody started asking questions. So I'm pretty sure this is already a social media explosion of like, what is this capability that he's using? How is it helping his game? Like, how are they uploading what he needs to see? How is he seeing what he needs to see? I'm very, very interested because, like, he admitted he's on that thing 2 hours a day.
That's a lot of training.
That's a lot of stuff. Like, and you wouldn't spend that much time into this virtual reality world looking at something if you didn't believe it actually worked.
Yeah, and you weren't getting something out of it, right?
You weren't getting something out of it. If anything, if you're just going through and reading defenses, right? So I came across this one article that I thought was complete garbage. So I have to put it out there, right? So this one article, and it came out on Washington's Wire, and it's what Jaden Daniels saw when he threw the touchdown pass to Dyami Brown.
Oh, was that?
And beautiful. So this is one that I just find as a ridiculous and utterly ridiculous story by the analysis of what they came across. So I'm going to try to share this screen because I want you to see what I'm seeing here.
Show me, Coach.
All right, so let me try to share this screen.
Because that was one beautiful bomb. I mean, he read it.
It was a 41-yard touchdown. Are you able to see the screen here?
It was gorgeous.
And okay, so right here it says, it goes, during the play before, Daniel scrambled and saw that it had him going to, offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury to call a play, which would be a touchdown to Brown. He explained it after the game. I ran out of bounds the play before and then kind of saw the defense. I had seen that they were playing man coverage. And I was turning my back around. And I said, man, let's take a shot to Cliff. And he called the play and we did it. Daniel said, okay, there's nothing special about that. All right, you saw some of the defense, right? Yeah, but listen to what this author said. He goes, this is impressive on many levels. rookie quarterbacks would see this? First of all, I'd tell you they all better. How many rookie quarterbacks would deliver like Daniels did after the coach did his advice? This is next level stuff from Daniels. His comfort with the scheme and clip is encouraging moving forward. All right. So this is where you got to look at stuff and you got to call it for what it is. All right. I can't even take it when I look at stuff like this, man. Because here's the deal. There is not a quarterback in the National Football League. There is not a quarterback in college football that cannot read man coverage.
Right.
I was a high school football coach. I was a high school football coach. There is not a high school quarterback I had that could not read man coverage. This is not next level stuff.
Yeah.
This is you don't belong in the NFL if you can't read man coverage.
That's like the guy in the box saying, "Oh, this is what they're in," feeding it down to the OC. OC feeds it to the QB. You call the play. Normal business.
That's how the plays get called. But a quarter obviously at the snap of the ball can read a play. He can tell if a defense is in zone or if they're being man, whether or not DBs are actually covering receivers or they're dropped back waiting for a play to come to them. It's very easy to see. It's very easy. So
you tell me coach, how to uncover what the defense is doing. And even if they're cheating and faking a little bit, bringing guys up and then acting like they're going to, push a lot through, but then they drop back into coverage. You told me how to do that. So, I agree with you. Yeah. Even I can do that.
There's a lot of disguising. Yeah, there's a lot of pre-snap disguising, right? So you can make something appear to be a cover 2 when you're really in cover 3. You can make something appear that you're in zone when you're really manning up. But once the ball snapped, you immediately will know within a second whether they're in man or zone. Just by how people are covering. So to me, it's not a huge leap. What's impressive to me out of that whole kind of exchange is that he can make the pass. Now, let's be real about it. On that 41-yard bomb, Dyami Brown was wide open.
Yep. 3 steps.
It wasn't like he had to thread the needle or nothing to do that. Dyami Brown was wide open, and that is a perfect man coverage call when they're in a cover 2, because in that cover 2, the safeties are cheating inside to cover down on the center of the field. So the shot to make is on the outside. Good read. Dude was wide open. I would expect Jayden Daniels to connect with that ball. So I don't find it as impressive as a play call as people are making it out to be. But it was a good read. It was a good ball delivery. Great route running on Dyami Brown. Dyami Brown's been poo-pooed on a lot. I know Shaq doesn't really like him. I actually think Dyami Brown has had an incredible offseason. Yeah. He had, like, some of the workout videos I saw of him were incredible. And he definitely ran a solid route. I couldn't really see it off of the video at the beginning of his release. All you saw was he was open and he caught the football.
Yeah, he made a small juke and then got 3 steps on him and he was wide the hell open. And Jayden was looking at him.
Wide open.
So here's what I'm going to tell you, Coach. And I want your opinion on this, Coach, okay? So you know me. I'm watching every game. Even when I'm at that liquor store, I'm watching the games, right? And I'm watching Williams with Chicago, and I'm watching him overthrow. I'm watching Stroud not connecting. I'm watching all these other QBs this week who had wide open guys, and they were long, they were short, Jayden Daniels is threading that needle, and he is throwing dimes. He's throwing dimes. He's been doing it for 5 weeks. Like, his accuracy level is not – there's no comparison right now in the league to his accuracy. Looking at the different games and all the different quarterback overthrows or underthrows to wide open receivers, even Aaron Rodgers, I'm thinking this guy's really got some talent. He's really got some talent, this guy does. Like it's unbelievable the talent this kid has. It's something to watch.
Yeah,
he dropped that ball to Brown right in the breadbasket. he's threading slants to McCaffrey and to Ertz. Like when they're enveloped by the receiver, he's putting that ball right in the chest where they can get it. I'm like, man.
Yeah, he's got a very good throw, a very good release. I saw him when he was working drills in training camp and leading up to preseason on some of the accuracy drills that he was doing. He's definitely an accurate thrower, right? If you give him time to do that, he can do that. We talked about this a little bit when we were off screen. I think what moving forward for this team, though, they're probably adding a little bit more to the playbook incrementally at a time.
Right.
What I like right now is it's a lot of high percentage type of stuff. The reason why his accuracy percentage, I believe, is so high is because they've really zeroed in and simplified the playbook for Jayden Daniels. And these are high percentage plays. These are a lot of screens. These are a lot of drag routes. These are a lot of, play action where I'm able to roll him out, let him buy a little bit of time. He's still using his legs a lot. Like he had 11 carries in that game. So he's still running the ball a lot. I track him in here. His stats for the day off of running, 11 carries for 82 yards, which is a 7.45 yard average. Yeah. He led all receivers and all runners in rushing yards.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, but it's not really the stat that I want.
No, well, right? We don't. But
I don't want him to be the leading rusher on the football team.
But you know what? When he did run, he ran smart. He's running smarter every single time. That's what I noticed. Like,
yeah, he is.
And he didn't even try for There was that one play where he was trying to get to the end zone. He pushed it a little bit, but he still stepped out of bounds. The other ones where I saw him take the ball, he's like, there's a first down marker. I'm out. I'm not trying to get goosey. I'm not trying to leap over anyone. I'm getting out of bounds. Protect myself.
Which is a great sign to see, right?
Yeah. Amazing.
Because I don't like my quarterback taking any unnecessary hits that they don't have to take.
Yep. Agree with you 100% on that, man.
Now, moving forward, though, I want Brian Robinson. I want Austin Eckler leading in rushing yards, not Jayden Daniels.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, hey, Robinson with 2 TDs. What the heck? Yeah. Yeah. Did you see him throw that ball in the end zone? I was like, oh, yeah.
But see, here's the part about Brian Robinson, right? He only rushed on 18 yards for the day. So they weren't using him as a complete back. They weren't even using him as a third down back. Yeah. They were only using him on like a power goal line situation back.
Yeah.
He only had 7 carries on the entire day. And 2 of them were for touchdowns, short yardage touchdowns. He was goal line power back.
Which Brian Robinson is
capable. Brian Robinson is capable of a significantly higher workload than that.
Yeah, I agree.
He should have 15 plus carries per game.
Yeah, I agree. 100% agree, Coach. 100% agree.
Now, Austin Eckler, when I looked at him, he had 67 yards on the day. Out of all the running backs, he had the most yards. And guess what? He had 11 yard per carry average. Well, why are you not feeding the ball more? Why does he only have 6 carries on the day when he's averaging 11 yards a carry?
Well, Coach, what I tell you is if you watch both those runs closely, he was gassed. He got gassed. Like they caught him. Like he broke through and you thought he was going, but they caught him. So he's got great speed, but his follow-on speed for the long yard touchdown breakaway is a little off.
Yeah, and you know where I'm going to make the comment on that. That's what happens when you bubble wrap guys in preseason, right?
Yes.
You need to have those guys running 20 wind sprints per day.
Yeah.
That they're at practice. You put them on one side of the end zone, and they run to the other side of the end zone. And I want you sprinting 20 times a day.
I knew you were going to go there. I knew you were going to go there.
Hey, if you're my running back and you can't run from one side of the field to the other side at a dead sprint without getting tired, you're not conditioned.
Because that 160-yard run, I thought he was gone, and he got caught. He got tripped up. And I was like, man.
I mean, there's one thing when it comes to speed. Like, if you got somebody who faster who catches you, there's nothing you can do about that.
Right.
But if you're getting gassed, gassed is different. Gassed, you can improve on. You can show up conditioned.
Yeah.
right?
I mean, he's
That's
shown his age a
coaching
little
and that's
bit.
players' work ethic.
I'm not poo-pooing him at all, by the way, okay? I'm not poo-pooing him. He's amazing, and he's dynamic, and he's awesome. And wow, what a duo we got, right? What a duo.
It is, but here's my problem, right?
I want to see more.
Yes, because if you got Austin Eckler who only gets 6 carries in the game, and you get Brian Robinson who only gets 7 carries per day, that's 13 carries between both of your running backs. 13 carries total. That's unsat, man, because I want my running backs to be up around the 30 carries per game range.
Yeah.
And one running back should be able to handle that workload. Now, you got two great running backs to split 30 carries. That's more like it. You can keep them super fresh and nobody's getting gassed.
McCluster Duck. We got McCluster Duck, who's turned out to be amazing.
McCluster Duck is, McNichols is the third string running back. He also had 7 carries for 44 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That's perfect. That's actually the right amount I want to see for a third string running back.
Yeah. Amazing.
So my problem is your number 1 and your number 2 running back. And my problem is that Jane Daniels is running 11 carries. The lead rusher should not be your quarterback.
Right. Yeah. Never, right? Never. Wait a minute.
Now, here's the other thing I
gotta give some hand claps on that one. Never.
So here's the other issue with Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels was not as accurate this game as he was in previous games. All those records that he said with his accuracy and being it, okay, you said it, but we did not have that result in this game. In this game, he was 14 of 25.
Didn't play the last 13 minutes of the game. They put Mariota in. So
yeah, but I'm not getting into that yet. I'm just talking about his actual completion percentage.
Yeah.
He was 14 of 25.
Yeah.
He was not as accurate in this game.
He played
he threw for 238 yards with 1 touchdown and 1 interception.
He played a good defense, though, Coach. It was a good
so
defense.
like the completion percentage was not where it was in previous games, which we knew it was going to come down. That we knew that 81% was not sustainable. This is probably a little bit more like it, but these numbers are not great numbers. 14 of 25 for 238 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, statistically is not a great game.
Yeah, it's pedestrian, right?
It's pedestrian, yes. And
but that was enough to beat the Browns.
At the end of the day, yeah, I'm not arguing with the W. I'm arguing with the performance, right?
Yeah.
I don't like his that was a lackluster quarterback performance. That was a lackluster quarterback performance and too many rushing yards to me.
Yeah. That performance would not have beat the Bengals.
Probably not, because the Bengals looked a little bit better this week, even though they lost with the field goal that they screwed up, and then the Ravens came back and was able to get down there and get a chance to get the win. But I will tell you, that was a disappointing loss for the Bengals for sure.
Yep.
So getting back to the Commanders game is, I find it very interesting. Our defense, I thought, played pretty well. What do you think?
I continually get surprised. I continually see incremental improvement. Amazing. Armstrong has stood up as that guy we were dreaming about. Unbelievable. The secondary has stood up when they needed to. And now, I'm going to say that there was a hell of a lot of passes that were on the dime and drops that were just inexcusable. Like I'm a Browns fan. They're like my number 3 or 4 team, right? I love me some doghouse, right? I just been pulling for them because they're the ugly.
You always like the underdog for some reason. I can't stand the Browns.
And I'm watching him throw passes, and I'm watching the drops, and I'm like, dear God. If all those drops weren't drops, it would have been a different game.
Well, you can always say that about every play, right?
Yeah.
But
I mean, Jesu pizza. You talk about quarterback frustration. That was a lesson in it for that game, right? So we took advantage.
I will tell you what, like the Bengals was a game that a lot of people thought we would lose.
Yeah.
And we blew it out. The Cardinals was a game that a lot of people thought we would lose, and we won it. The Browns, a lot of people thought we would lose, and we won it. Right? So, like, we are starting to turn heads.
Yeah.
That people did not think that we would really, besides the delusional Redskins Commanders fan, right? Which we have a lot of those in our community, right?
Yeah, I heard Super Bowl today again on the radio.
Oh my God, you're gonna hear it all the time because you got a bunch of idiots out there, right?
But coach,
what
is my prediction of 9 wins seem a little more palpable now?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I'm still sticking with 8.
It's totally.
I'm still sticking with 8. But I'm not like Shaq, who's probably listening or, probably struggling to come on or whatever. But like, I didn't start at 8. I didn't start at 8 and back to 6. I've said 8 for 6 months, and I'm sticking with 8. Yeah. But I could see, I told you I would be happy if I'm wrong if we got 9 and got into the playoffs, right? I'd be happy with that. What Commanders fan wouldn't be happy not, to go to the playoffs?
I'm feeling
we would all love that.
Listen,
realistically, I still say there's 8 here. And now starting off 4-1, man, it sure looks good. But,
since how long has it been? 2007, 2008 for a 4-1 start?
Yeah, something like that. And I think we were I think we probably went to the playoff game that happened that year. Wasn't that the year that they also played the
Green Bay?
The Packers? And we were at that game?
And we got our asses spanked.
Yeah, we did. And Aaron Rodgers freaking just tore us up in that game.
Man, it just looked bad.
So, but yeah. So when I look, but I do like what I've seen with the defense. I'll tell you what I liked about the defense this week. Because, I'm a defensive guy, so I'm always hypercritical of the defense, right? I saw a better pass rush in the middle with Jonathan Allen. Now, they were mixing up Drom Payne and Johnny Newton in the middle. I was trying to see how they were trying to keep guys fresh. I don't exactly understand what they're doing in the middle, but I saw greater pressure. Yeah. I like that. Also, the linebackers did a lot better this week. Mm-hmm. Frankie Lavu had 2.5 sacks. Bobby Wagner had the other 1.5 sacks on there. Like, really good stuff. They were putting pressure. They were getting blitzed a lot more. They were making tackles. They were looking pretty solid there. I like what I saw from the linebackers. This secondary, still not impressed with them at all. But
it's the hole, right? It's the hole we have, right? Like the Lions last year, right?
Yeah. The Lions, it was Sutton that we were always frustrated with.
Yeah, but the secondary was the weakness, not just Sutton. He was the marquee weakness, but it was and
but
improved.
Our secondary across the board is not that great. I did like a lot better how Jeremy Shinn was playing.
Yeah, he stepped up.
He really stepped up a lot more because I think they're using more like that strong safety linebacker hybrid kind of thing. And man, he's making plays. He is committing. He is going all out. I also see a lot of growth in Sinistro.
I was going to say,
is growing.
And St. Juice had a couple really great defenses. I was like, give me some St. Juice. Give me the juice.
So, I mean, that's probably his ceiling, but at least he's got the effort going on out there, right? So, I think overall defensively,
right? Incremental improvement, right?
Incremental improvement because, a lot of these guys are at their ceiling already. Like, listen, guys like Bobby Wagner are not going to get any better. Guys like Armstrong are not going to get any better. Guys like, there's several guys out. St. Juice is not going to get any better.
You don't think Armstrong's going to get better? Because I've seen
he's pretty established veteran. He is not going to get better as a player.
But he's gotten in the game the last 2 weeks where he wasn't.
He's finally waking up a little bit. Maybe he's understanding being in Washington a little bit, but he's not going to get better as a player. No. There's a lot of these players are not going to get better. When you look at guys that are going to get better, that you're looking for growth from, you're obviously looking at Sinistro. You're obviously looking at Jeremy Shin, who I think still got more to give in there. You're looking at several other players, right?
Now, that wouldn't be influenced by you winning in Madden with Chin. And that wouldn't be influenced at all by Madden, would it?
No, because Jeremy Shin is kind of flat in Madden. But
I'm just
checking. I'm just looking for guys around the board that I think in this team about how this defense can get better. But schematically, I think they actually did better this week because what I saw was a lot more dynamic, a lot more stunts, a lot more blitzes this week, which was good. It was good to see. It was good to see like Witt's kind of getting this defense to that next level. And so that's a good thing. But hey, for you guys who are fans that are out there watching, please send in your comments, get them going. We want to hear from you. So far, do we have anything out there, Lord Sarge?
Oh man, the chat is lighting up. First of all, we'd like to send a shout out to Matt Drecka, Old Guard baby. Thank you for joining our channel for the first time. Jim Shahan, Lisa Simmons, and Jack Miller is always in there.
All right, man. You guys have questions, comments about it, man? Please tell us because we definitely want to hear from you. So, but thank you for being on. Thanks for being on the show. It was great to see Matt up there. All right, that's awesome. All right, guys. But yeah, so with this Commanders defense with Joe Witt and I tell you what we're seeing from Dan Quinn off of that, I think this defense is actually trending in the right direction, which we're going to need it. Because I tell you, we got some tough football ahead of us. We have got some tough football. Don't get into a honeymoon mode thinking like, oh, we're 4-1, we're going to the Super Bowl. Stop being stupid. Like, football is going to get tougher. And believe me, every team is now going like, wait a minute, what are the Commanders doing? We need to break these guys down.
Yep.
And I told you this, Lord Sarge, before we came on. Their offensive playbook is not very deep.
Yep.
It is not very deep.
Well, Coach, so talk to me, Coach. I have a question for you. I'm a fan, right? I'm looking at what the Commanders are doing, okay? I'm looking at the plays, and I'm watching roll out to the right, roll out to the right, roll out. Now, they're taking advantage, and Daniels has got the skill, right? He's taking advantage of it. He's looking downfield. When it's not there, he's running. I'm not seeing a roll out to the left. And the Commanders have the most number of screens in the NFL at week 5, the most number. How easy is that to game plan against, Coach?
It is somewhat relatively easy, but I think they're changing it up in an interesting kind of way. First of all, yeah, you're going to need to get him to roll out left. That probably has not been developed of his game because I haven't seen him do it once yet. So he might not feel comfortable rolling out that way because when you're a right-handed passer and you're rolling left, you're almost throwing it against the momentum of your body, right? So I get it, but here's when rolling out works best, when you have a strong run game. Yes. They actually got away with it in this game because they did not have a strong run game.
Yeah.
So that's not going to work every week.
Right.
But if you can get Robinson and Eckler going, then that play action to roll them out and those bootlegs work a lot better. But I told you this very, very beginning, like this is the way to get Jane Daniels to be successful. I like pocket passers, but you can't do that with Jane Daniels because our offensive line isn't strong enough. But if you can roll him out and buy him time to scan the field and go through his line of progressions by using his feet, that's great. But I don't necessarily want him tuck and run that much either. If you do, I actually like how he actually did this week by getting his butt out of bounds and getting down. Anytime I see him get hit, it sends chills through my body. Because I don't want the young man to get hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's definitely improved on taking care of his body since remember how we were dicing on him in week 1?
Yep. We sure were.
So, I mean, he's definitely getting coached, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's definitely getting coached. I mean, I've mentioned this before in the past. I'm not a huge fan of his quarterback coach and his assistant quarterback coach. You know, I don't really like Pritchard and Baugh, but they're obviously going through, and maybe it's Kingsbury's influence on that. Maybe it's Mariota, I ran across an article that said Marcus Mariota, even though he was injured the past few weeks, was in the film room every day with Jay and Daniels.
That's crazy.
So a lot of this might have had to do with Marcus Mariota. And yeah, at the end of this game, they gave him a couple of reps where he was in there. But like, there's a lot of teamwork happening in that locker room where Mariota has a similar playing style and it's worked.
Yeah, they gave him almost the entire fourth quarter, which I think is smart, actually.
When you're up in a game and the game's kind of decided, yeah, you put in your backups, you pull them out, you bubble wrap them for another day, right?
Exactly. Smart play.
And you don't want them to get tired and sloppy because that's where bad things can start happening, right?
Yeah.
Statistically, that was not a great day for Daniel Daniels through the air.
Well, if he'd have been in for another 13 minutes, that might have improved. But I mean, you got to understand.
Or it could have gotten worse. You never know.
True. I mean, those stats were on 3 quarters, basically.
Yeah, but then when I look at Marcus Mariota's stats, I will tell you they're even less impressive, right? So Marcus Mariota went in there. He had 3 attempts, completed 1 ball for -2 yards.
Yeah, exactly.
That was horrific.
Yeah.
And so basically what he was doing was handing the ball off. Now, he also had 2 runs for a total of 2 yards, 1 yard per carry average. So he was absolutely horrific out there, which is to be expected, right? So, they decided all of a sudden we're going to run the ball with Marcus Mariota in there. Well, where was the running game all game long?
Coach, you think it was – I mean, I get what you're saying. It's horrific, but it shouldn't be horrific. He's your backup guy. He's your number 2. He should have produced better numbers than that.
Yeah, that's horrific.
Between you and me, it's Driscoll getting in there.
I would have said that Driscoll would have put up better numbers. We've seen him put up better numbers. This was the first playing action. This was the first playing action we've actually seen from Marcus Mariota since he got hurt. So I see why you would put him into the game, and it gives him a chance to get something on film on him to take to practice, right? Because the worst thing that you can do with a backup player is let them go months without anything to review on film.
Right.
You want to be able to at least point to something and say, hey, listen, we told you to work on the following things. Now, here's the latest, greatest game film. Are you showing progress, or are you still making the same mistakes?
And I would have thought with Mariota coming in, Cleveland obviously did not game plan against a different QB coming in, right? So it's a new QB, it's a new dynamic. I would have thought he would have had some completions for something, right? That's what I would expect, right? Because Cleveland absolutely did not game plan against Mariota. So I was disappointed, to be very honest with you. I was very disappointed with that.
All right. Do we have comments out there, Lord Sarge?
We do not have any extra comments. Everyone's in there. They're watching. We appreciate you. But we don't really have any comments. The only question that I have is, what do you think is going to happen with the Ravens?
So the Ravens, I think, is going to be our first real test, right? I mean, we always thought these other games were going to be our first real test, and we've been able to skate by it. Again, we were able to skate by the Bengals. We were able to skate by Arizona. We were able to skate by Cleveland. Baltimore's playing really good football right now. They're playing really good football. I'm telling you, Henry is the real deal. He is going to pound our defense, and our linebackers are going to have another very solid week. I will tell you what else. Lamar Jackson is playing good football right now.
Yeah, he is.
So, you are going to have to watch those two and what they're able to do. This is going to be a tough on our defense, and their defense is strong too. And so it's going to create another challenge for Jayden Daniels, and we're going to have to game plan that out and look at it.
I'm sorry, Redskin Nation. I am sorry, Commanders Nation, but I'm actually calling my first loss of the year.
It's not the first loss of the year. We lost to Tampa Bay.
I mean, we could have won that game, but yeah. I didn't call. I called them to win that game. They lost. I'm calling this game as a loss.
Okay, this is your first game you're calling as a loss.
Yeah, I'm calling it as a loss.
I could see it go that way, but here's the deal: like you have two teams go into it, as we all know, somebody's going to win and somebody's going to lose it, right? What I want to see in this football game, and you guys know it, right? We want to see a team that's constantly improving, and you can tell whether a team's improving even if it's during a loss. Like, is it competitive? Are they making plays? Are they showing growth in a lot of different areas, right? And so I think this will be a really interesting game to watch. I'm looking forward to this game. Yeah, I really am, because it's going to send a message to the league. Either we're a team to watch all of a sudden, like to seriously, to take serious if we win this game, or it's just like, oh, okay, the Commanders, yeah, they're good, but they're not like all that. Like Baltimore had their number, right? It's going to send one message or the other.
Harbaugh is not going to make a mistake on planning against this.
No. He's going to be on it.
And Henry's going to have a field day. I don't see how he doesn't, even though I don't see how it doesn't happen.
And Lamar's going to get his numbers.
I mean, I desire them to have a breakout game against them and pull off a win. Oh, that would be psycho.
So I want to know from Jack. I want to know from Matt. I want to know from all these guys on out there. What do y'all predict? This is a participation sport here. What do y'all predict? Who's going to win the game between the Commanders and the Ravens? Y'all let me know. Come on, start filling it in, guys. I want to see your comments. So get on there, guys. Tell me what it is. Give me your score. What do you think the score is going to be?
And, Coach, while they're doing that, while they're answering, I'm going to take a real quick timeout. And I want to hear what your comments are on how our defensive line did this week.
Oh, good one. So, I think our defensive line did pretty good. I think Armstrong looked pretty decent, coming off the edge. With Clellan being out, it's a makeshift on the other side on who they had to do pressure. I know they had Jamin Davis in there. He looked pretty good at times. I was making some plays. I was looking for Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen and Johnny Newton to have a stronger game this week, and they did. So I think they're at least trending in the right direction, which is a good place for them to be at. And, and then just really I wanted to see next level kind of play development between what's happening on the defensive line and what's happening with the linebackers, and using some certain blitz packages to be able to create more pressure. And they did that this week. There's a lot of things I was looking for in this game to see, like dramatic level improvement schematically. And we got that out of the Commanders this week. So I thought that was pretty good. So just to let people know on here, some of your comments coming in. If you're online, give us your predictions on the game between the Ravens and the Commanders. We got Jack Miller out there saying that he thinks it's going to be a close one. Ravens 27, Commanders 21. Jack has us losing this game. Very interesting. So Matt Greca gets on there, and he says, yeah, he's got to go with the Ravens. So that's another one. Matt Greca says Ravens. Jack Miller says Ravens. Everybody else, get on there and let us know. Pipe up. Tell us what you think about the game. I do think that this one's going to be a close one. I think it's going to be a battle. I wouldn't be surprised if you see some people get freaking beat up a little bit in this game, because this is going to be a hard, physical, drug out fight. The Ravens' offensive line is tough. But our defensive line is tough. It's going to be a battle in the trenches.
Coach Mad Mike, I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
Let's just say we have a fantastic game, right? Kingsbury pulls some magic out of his hat. He dissects.
Pulls out a rabbit.
He dissects that Baltimore D, and we score 30 points.
30 points. Ooh.
What do you then who do you think wins?
I always use number 27 as the magic number. Like if you're a defensive coordinator, you want to hold a team to under 27, and that statistically that increases your probability of winning defensively and helping your team win. Now, it's the same on offense. If you can score over 27, your probability of winning the game exponentially goes up from there, right?
Now,
So if we put up
how many
if
points?
we put up 30, we put up 30 like you said, then that gives us a good shot to win that game.
We've had 4 games at 27 points or more against. I mean, the only game we lost with Tampa Bay, I mean, they schooled us, right? Defensively, but then we came back.
And that's what our record shows, right?
But then we had a game with 7 field goals against the Giants, which have a great defense. And then we kind of improved and got a little bit better. And the offense is getting better every week. So we're scoring more points. But the question is, I don't know why camera's doing that, folks. I apologize to you. Can we score that many points against Baltimore? I don't know.
I think 30 is a tall ask, right? But
30
like
a stretch, in my opinion.
I kind of agree with Jack. Ravens 27, Commanders 21. I think it's going to be close like that. Jack could be like almost right on the money on this, right? It could be very close to that because I think that we can put up points against this Ravens defense, but it's not to think that we're going to get 30. Ooh, that's tough. I think if we end up winning this game, our defense has to show up big time.
It has to.
Like we have to make plays. We've got to create turnovers. Otherwise, they could put up 30 on us.
I'm expecting.
I don't know if we can put up 30 on them.
I'm calling it 42-14. It's going to be a blowout. We're going to get spanked.
42-14?
Yeah.
No.
Stop Henry. I don't think you can stop them. I just don't think we have the defense.
And all right, Sarge, you need to write that in the comments section below because I want to archive that.
Man. All right, I'm calling it.
Don't just put it up
like against our team. I hate that. But I'm trying to be real. I'm trying to be real.
But you're on there on Football Psych like me, so you have to say this is Large Sarge, and I say because I want to archive this thing. I do not think we're losing no 42-14. Come on now.
14, 17. There'll be a field goal in there, but
you didn't write that this is Large Sarge saying that.
Yeah, I told you. I just put it in the comments. It's there, Coach. It's there.
No, but you didn't say that you said. I told you that you have the same Football Psych account as I do, so you can't say that. I need to know that that's Large Sarge because I want everybody to know Coach Man Mike is not saying that.
Okay.
This is not Coach Man Mike. You're not speaking for me.
Large Sarge said 42-14.
So
I hate saying that.
Hold on. I got to make a comment here. This is Coach Mad Mike. And I think Large Sarge is crazy.
Go ahead, Coach. Go ahead.
I'm saying it. I'm putting it right in the chat. So we have.
I hear you like I hear my wife.
I'm not letting you get away with this mess, man.
I hear you like I hear my wife. I don't hear nothing.
Man, 42-14. We are not going to lose 42-14. I'm sorry, man. We are not going to lose no 42-14. If we lose, it'll be a lot closer. I'm not going to.
You really think so? You really think it'll be closer than that?
I think it'll be closer than that. I mean, we're making good progress defensively. We are trying to squeeze the juice out of some of these players to step up. I think offensively, we're trying. I mean, you said it yourself. Offensively, we're growing every week.
But Coach,
we might lose this game.
A complete team like Baltimore yet. This is the most complete team. They're not damaged. They're not who we didn't think they were, like the Cards, right? Like the Cards started off like game buckers. Like, they weren't who we think they were. The Bengals were damaged. The Browns are damaged.
Well, listen. Jack brings up a good point. So the Bengals and the Ravens played this week. We stomped the Bengals. In that game, the Ravens won 41-38.
They were damaged. damaged.
What?
They were damaged.
They're still damaged. T. Higgins came back for our game.
They're coming back.
So you can't say it was the team. So like they had everybody out there. So like, but it was 38-41. I mean,
yeah,
I can see us put up points. Like if they could put up the 38 against Baltimore, I think we can do better than 14. We can get up there too.
All right. All I'm saying is that's how much credit
the Ravens gave up 41 points to them.
Yeah, but it's Joe Burrow.
How many did we give up to
him? It's Jim.
Look it up.
Jim Harbaugh is not going to allow what we've been doing the last 2 weeks. That's all I'm saying.
He let it happen.
That's why I'm saying 42-14. Harbaugh is not going to allow what's happened the last 2 weeks, what we've been able to pull off, ain't going to allow it. He's going to game plan against it, and we can't stop.
Why didn't he game plan against the Bengals?
Because the Bengals are damaged, and no one expected the Skins.
The Bengals almost beat them.
Yeah, almost.
The Bengals almost beat them.
Burrow got hot. It's Joe Burrow.
So when we played the Bengals, we beat them 38-33. It was a tight game, just like the Baltimore game is.
Yeah.
It was high scoring and it was a high game. Now, they're just coming off of the same game. The same game against the Bengals, high scoring game. I have to agree again with Jack on this one. I could see this being like both sides putting up a lot of points. But I would not discount the progress that we're making defensively. Now, our secondary is crap. So that's where we're going to give up points, right?
Well, yeah. Yeah.
But offensively, I think we can score on this team.
We should be able to score, but I think it's going to be very limited. We'll see. You know, like you said in the beginning of the show there, Coach, we got to develop the running game. I do not think we ran enough this last game. I totally agree with you, and we got to lean more on it. We got Eckler back, we got Robinson, and we got St.
McNichols.
Yeah, McNichols.
Cluster Duck, as you call him.
Duck. I love him. I love that kid. He's amazing.
Yeah, but you're gonna get 5 to 7 carries out of McNichols per game. I mean, what he produced this last game is what you can expect out of a third string running back unless somebody gets hurt. But I agree, like you want Robinson and you want Eckler running a lot more than that they were running. I don't want my leading rusher to be Jaden Daniels.
Yes.
So,
and I expect Jaden's going to be doing a lot of running in this game.
Yeah.
So
here's another thing I'm very interested in. De'Ami Brown. We're still waiting for like a number 2 to emerge out of this team.
Yeah.
We really are. Sometimes I think it's Noah Brown, but like De'Ami Brown, I thought, was very, very interesting in what he was able to do this week. Statistically though, he only had 2 receptions, right?
How many?
Most of his yards was on that 41-yard bomb that was a touchdown.
How many targets did he have?
He only had 2 and he caught 2.
There you go. 100%.
But that's not that to me. That doesn't mean like you're the number 2 receiver, right? We don't have the number 2 receiver because even Luke McCaffrey had more receptions than that. He had 3.
And
right?
Luke looks good. Did you see Luke blocking this week? He
looked good. Like he's out there trying to earn reps
for the TD.
But see, that's good because that you need to make plays like that to get on the field to earn reps.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you want playing time, but like right now, the only real true receiver we have is Terry McLaurin.
Yes.
And he only caught 50% of his targets.
And Zach Ertz. You got to say Zach Ertz.
Yeah, but like he's a tight end. I'm talking about wide receivers.
Oh, okay. Wide receivers, yeah.
So
everyone else is a question mark, right?
The only wide receiver we have is Terry McLaurin. Everybody else is like, people are moving around. You're putting people in and out. It's Noah Brown, who I believe was out this game. Mm-hmm. You have De'Ami Brown. You have Luke McCaffrey. You have Zacchaeus. You have Tremaine. these guys here, I mean, I'm not seeing someone yet really emerge. And I thought it was Noah Brown, but you know, again, Noah Brown wasn't in this game. And so maybe he is that guy, but like I want to see somebody really truly have a breakout game.
Yeah, we haven't had that yet. I agree.
You know, and yeah, McLaurin had another 100-yard game, but they're not getting on the ball a lot. And when you only get 4 out of 8 targets, that means teams are bracketing him a little bit. What you could expect for a team that only has one predominant receiver. Mm-hmm. If you had a defensive scheme against this guy, who are you going to bracket? Right. I'm going to bracket Terry McLaurin. Shut him down.
100%.
Right? Let them beat us with somebody else.
Now, Jack is saying need to play more Ben Sinnott this week to counter with Ertz.
Yeah, and I think that's good. Like Ben Sinnott is a guy that I like. He's faster. Ben Sinnott is faster than Zach Ertz is.
Yeah.
Zach Ertz can actually make up for a lot of things just out of experience. He knows how to use his body better, right? But like if you're trying to do drag routes and you're trying to actually extend the field a little bit, Ben Sinnott's the dude.
Yeah, he's
Stretch
good.
him.
He got good hands.
Yeah, very, very good. So like Zach Ertz, man, it's like, okay, get him over there and do a button hook and then freaking hit him on a dime, and you're going to get good plays out of Zach Ertz. But that's about what you're going to get out of him at this point in his career, right? So, but no, it's good points. Well, there you go, guys. So we know everybody is pretty much expecting this to be an L for us this week. Everybody's calling it this is going to be an L. This is going to be a tough one. I hope we're all wrong. I hope we all get to be like, come here next week and be super happy and giddy about like how great this team looks.
If we beat the Ravens,
we have to be realistic too. We have to be realistic.
Yep. The odds are the Ravens. But
so I definitely want to thank Matt and Jack for being on. I thank you, Matt. Man, it's great having you on here, buddy.
Got Jim
Shahan. Appreciate you being on here. Yep. Thank you guys for being on here. Appreciate you all being on here. But that's it. That's our show for tonight. There, Lord Sarge. This is Football Cycle. We are out of here, guys. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah, let's go. HTTR, baby.